Good morning, Dopey. Your favorite podcast. Now able to show. Good morning, Dopey.
Good morning, Dopey, and welcome to another installment of Good Morning, Dopey, the deep, yet ultimately shallow dive into the book of daily reflections. My name is Dave. I am joined by Howard. Oh, that's not Howard.
That's not Howard.
I'm joined by
I know you were
Howard.
going to say me.
And now I'm also joined by strung out author, unlicensed advice columnist, and often guest on the show, the lovely Erin Khar.
Hello.
What's that? Is that a real candle behind you or is it an LED
It
candle?
is. It's a real candle. I need like all the serenity I can get today.
Serenity
So I lit a
now.
candle, put on some lipstick, I'm trying.
So maybe this Erin is not a fan of the daily reflections. She's an unspiritual person in recovery. She's self-will run riot. Who knows what's going on over there?
That's so untrue. That is a complete fallacy. I'm a very spiritual person.
That's what I meant. I meant you're very spiritual,
Yeah.
but she hates the program. She hates the book.
I don't
and
hate
she
the
mostly,
program.
you know what she hates the most is God. She hates
Yeah,
God.
totally. God is dead.
She's a God-fearing, God-hating Jew. No, tell us. So, are you excited though? Maybe you can get some wisdom and serenity. I'm just joking, everybody. Erin doesn't hate God or AA
hate
or
God.
anything.
Or
I'm just
AA.
having fun. I'm just having a good time. So forgive me. Now, what was I going to say? Are you ready to try to get some wisdom and serenity from this book?
Absolutely.
Do you
I
want to?
am. I'm not being facetious.
I believe you. I think we'll get what we can. We take what we can get. Okay. And Howie, are you paying attention too?
Not at all.
Did you know that Erin is a converted Jew? Did you know
Converted
that?
to or from?
Two.
Two.
Really?
Do you have
I
any
did.
questions
That's a
you
big
want to
deal.
ask? Do you want any
How was
questions?
the mikvah?
It was actually kind of fun.
Mikvah.
There's only like one mikvah, I think, in New York City where like we're reformed, so like there's only like one mikvah I could go to because most of them are reserved for people.
Can
who
I ask
are
a question?
More observant. Yeah.
Was it an actual bath of milk?
No milk.
Isn't it a milk bath, the mikvah?
No, it's running water.
It's
It
never
has to
been
be
milk?
Water from like a fresh water source.
I thought they used pig's milk in a mikvah. No? That's not a thing?
Pig's milk.
What are they? Was there ever milk in the mikvah?
I don't know.
No,
Why are you
I've
asking
never
me?
heard
How the hell
that.
would I know what's
You're
in a
the
mikvah?
most Jewish person that I know.
I don't know anything.
Okay, tell us about the mikvah before we get to the daily
Okay,
reflection.
so the mikvah, it looks like a dunking pool, or like it looks like a hot tub, but it's not hot. I mean, it's not cold either, but it's not like a jacuzzi. But it looks
Is
like
it warm?
It was like warm water, yeah, warmish water. And you basically go and you like shower beforehand, and you can't have like nail polish or anything on or jewelry. And you go in and like you have to completely submerge yourself without your feet touching the ground. And then you come up and like you have to like recite these prayers. But they had like little things printed out for me.
Without your feet
say.
touching the ground.
Your feet can't touch the ground. I
So
mean,
you're
you can
kinda-
walk in and have your feet on the ground, but when you dunk yourself, you have to bring your feet up. And there's like a person who works my rabbi was there, who's female, and then there's a mikveh attendant who makes sure that your feet don't touch the ground, because if your feet touch the ground, you have to do it again.
That's what Howie
have
used to
to
be,
do
a
it 3
mikveh
times.
attendant. Wasn't that your old job?
I went to school to be a mikvah attendant.
You failed out of mikveh attending
Yeah.
school?
I used to do
I
fluffing
did it right here in
and
New
mikvah
York on the
attendance.
Upper West Side.
But the weirdest thing is like, so you're suspended in the tank.
Upside down.
I mean, suspended, you're under there for like 10 seconds. It's
Why
like
did I think
dunking
it was milk?
underwater.
I don't know what the hell you're
It's
talking
so
about.
weird. If it was milk, I don't think I would have done it. I don't like milk, tuna fish, and mayonnaise. I can't do them.
Hold on. Were you naked in the mikveh?
Yeah,
Dave,
completely
please.
naked.
What?
So you're naked with an audience?
Yes.
Just the attendants.
No, it's the attendant and the rabbi.
Who's the
I think
attendants?
the
Just
rabbi
some
was
guy? Hello. Erin, welcome to the mikvah.
No.
My name is Schleppy Horowitz,
Horrible. Horrible.
and I'm going to watch you. Your feet are touching, honey. You're going to have to do it again.
I'm here to watch you.
But I like wrote an essay. You had to like write something. So I wrote an essay, which like people loved so much, like they circulated it around.
Whoa.
Because I'm a writer.
You have to read this woman's mikveh essay.
It's the best. What did you say? Like
I mean,
getting
just, like, the
naked for the
reason-
mikveh attendant? Was there any kind of like weird lecherous quality to this mikveh attendant, or there was
Not
cool?
at all. No, she was like, no.
Okay. That was
Oh, the mikveh attendant. The
I was
mikveh attendant
imagining
was a
it-
woman.
I was imagining it was Howie,
woman.
and I was like, I wasn't feeling great about
Be
it.
honest. Did you pish in the mikveh tank?
No.
Did you urinate in
You're
this
not there that
tank?
long.
That's what I
No,
would.
No.
I made sure I went pee beforehand, and you have to shower. Like you have to. It doesn't matter if you showered before you got there. You have to shower. You go. It's really nice. It
They have
looks
a
like
shower
spa.
in
You
it?
go in there and like shower, and
Oh.
have a fluffy robe for you, and then you go down the little hallway, and then outside of the door. Where I
Paparazzi.
did the mikvah was my mother-in-law and my sister-in-law.
Welcome.
And my son.
Very nice.
Well, I think this is good.
And then when you do the essay, you have to there's like a little not like a tribunal is not the right word. There's like a little audience. It was my rabbi, another rabbi, and a cantor. And like I have to like talk. They can ask me questions, but they didn't really have any questions because my essay was very like thorough as to why like made the decision to convert.
Huh.
You know, Jews don't make it easy for
Yeah.
you. I mean, reform are a lot easier, but they really you really have to want it. You know,
It's harder to get out than get in, but getting in is difficult.
there's no when you talk like AA is 12-step programs are programs of attraction rather than promotion, right?
And
Yes.
Judaism is?
And I feel like Judaism is like that as well. Like it's like you have to there's something that you want there, not something they're not like trying to get you the way
I wonder
Christians
if
do.
you can officially renounce your Jewishness. Like, can you? If it's an ethnicity, you can't.
Yeah, if it's an ethnicity, you can. Do you feel like that Seinfeld episode where you can make Jewish jokes now? Do you remember that
No.
episode
Yes.
with Bryan Cranston?
No, because a
Yes.
lot of Jews don't consider me a Jew.
With the dentist? He was a dentist, right?
Yeah, he was anti-dentite.
He's like, hey, Jerry. And he would tell him a Jewish joke
And Jerry didn't like that.
because he converted.
Yeah, because he converted. He converted for the jokes. Yeah, it's a classic. All right, let's get to the daily reflection. I think this has been a great walk down Jewish stuff. And Dopey Nation, please leave your comments on if you think Erin is a real or not real Jew. And we all know the truth about Howie. So today, again, we had a very spiritual conversation, and it's a path to faith. True humility and an open mind can lead us to faith. And every AA meeting is an assurance that God will restore us to sanity if we rightly relate ourselves to Him. My last drunk had landed me in the hospital, totally broken. It was then I was able to see my past float in front of me in the mikveh. What? No, sorry. It was then that I was able to see my past float in front of me. I realized that through drinking, I had lived every nightmare I had ever had. My own self-will and obsession to drink had driven me into a dark pit of hallucinations, blackouts, and despair. Finally beaten, I asked for God's help. His presence told me to believe. My obsession for alcohol was taken away, and my paranoia has been lifted. I am no longer afraid. I know my life is healthy and sane. I think this is actually a pretty appropriate reading for what we're talking about.
Yeah, I think it's really good. One thing that struck me immediately is that I did have like one of those sort of like God moments the first time I went to rehab. I had been up for I don't know, like 17 days. I mean, when I say up, like I would lie down and I was not I could not fall asleep. So I was just sort of like eyes shut, like buzzing, kind of like drifting in like a liminal state. So I was so tired, so tired. And I'd had sort of this like emotional discussion earlier in the day. And I went to bed and I had it was like one of those dreams, but it was like a waking dream kind of thing, like where like I shut my eyes and kind of saw like everything before me, like around my addiction. And this is going to sound like, this is like embarrassing, but whatever. I had like a moment where like I went and like saw like a younger version of myself.
Nice.
I was only 23 at the time, but like saw like, like 13-year-old me basically. And like went and like put my arm around her in this like dream hallucination thing. And like, I just woke up, I'm going to start, like, I don't know why I'm so emotional. I like woke up and I was just like crying because I felt like
Wow, that's quite a moment.
I understood something, like something sort of clicked for me. And it was the first time that like I really thought that there might be a possibility that I could stay off of drugs because I didn't, obviously it was my first time to rehab, but I never really thought that was a possibility for me. And this was like, well, maybe I can do it. And so it was definitely like one of those, like, they talk about like God shot moments. And for me, like, that's like my baseline faith is that, like, right, that I don't have like a concept of God in terms of like a, regular, like what, like a Judeo-Christian God. Like, I don't have that like vision of God. I think of God as like this sort of connection that is within ourselves and to other human beings. And, there's lots of theories that we talked about when we recorded the other day, like, like time, space, like where does it all happen? I think that there are times when we can like plug into that energy that is sort of like an energy that runs through all of us, whether we like it or not. And that to me is like a God shot. Like that's like, those are sort of those moments of grace where we have the opportunity to feel held by something greater than us, this energy. I don't know why I'm crying. This is ridiculous.
Well, I mean, I think that the biggest anti-Daily Reflections naysayer has just been moved to tears from engaging in the daily reflection. And if that's not God, I don't know what is. If they're not putting milk in the mikveh before, they're going to start doing it now. I think that's that's what it's about. We're talking about true humility and an open mind leading us to faith, and for no other purpose than finding freedom. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
That's it. I like to make fun of you and Howie and God and AA and Dopey, but in reality, we're talking about sick people who have the chance to have a nice life, and whatever it takes to get there is the most simple point of this whole thing.
100%. And like, just to be clear, I know like Dave like busts my proverbial balls about it, but like, I'm not anti-program. I had to find a different path for myself, largely due to my mental health issues.
Yeah, I'm just playing. No, it's like you don't.
No, I said I know you are, but like, I will say that like, I had many of those moments in the rooms, and I think that like the important thing is truly what you said. It's like I did not believe that. Not only did I not believe that it would be possible for me to stay off of drugs, right? Even during times of sobriety, like sustained sobriety, I didn't think that it would be possible for me to like exist on a day-to-day basis and not want to kill myself. I didn't think that it was possible that I would ever really be like, you know what, I'm happy. And like, like life happens. Like I had a bad day yesterday, but whatever, like I'm okay. Like, it's not like I know that like, life has ups and downs. I'm in general, like I'm happy with my life. I'm satisfied with my life. I believe that, I'm still striving for things that I don't have on all levels, professionally, spiritually, emotionally. I'll always do that. But like that I could be in a place where I feel like I deserve to be here, that my life has some sort of purpose, and that like we're in this. That's huge. Like to me, that's God. Like that's like whatever religion, schmeligion. That's God.
And that wasn't coming if you were using. Like that wasn't coming. But I think that was very profound. I think this has been a lot of fun, from Howie's initial Gilbert Gottfried mikveh attendant to your spiritual revelation from the Daily Reflection. I think this one had it all. So thank you, Erin. Thank you, Howard. You know anything you want to say before we go, Howard? I mean, Howie is very moved by this stuff.
I'm very moved.
I can tell when he's quiet like that. What do you got to say, Howie? You want to add something before we go?
I don't have anything to add.
Really? I'm surprised.
What am I going to add?
Normally, this kind of stuff is your kind of thing.
You said too much.
I've said too much.
You said it all. You said too
all
much.
Right. So Dopey Nation people, if you want to leave a comment, you want to like it, subscribe, that would be great. Erin, thank you. Howie, you've done a mitzvah. And stay strong, Dopey Nation, and fucking toodles for Chris.
Toodles for Chris.
Dopey.